I am going to show y'all how to make this personalized flag here with the font that I posted in the XTool page. You could use this with any program. After you make it, you could cut it in vinyl, you could print it and do sublimation, you could etch it with a laser. Possibilities are endless, but I had some requests to show how I made this file in particular. So I'm going to do that now, and I am a mom. I do have kids, so the baby is here playing in the background. If you can't live with that, I do apologize greatly, but you can just watch another video, I suppose. Okay, so to start, I have been using Silhouette Studio for probably 8 years. I've been doing, I guess, what would be considered graphic design and making files and stuff. So I do have some files for sale on Etsy. I do make 90% of the files that my customers want things for, so I know a lot of tips and tricks that you might not know. So this offset is one of my favorite things to do, to make an image pop or make the words pop from an image. So let me show you how to do that. And like I said, I do use Silhouette Studio because before I was doing laser work with my XTool, I did a lot of sublimation and vinyl work. So this is the program that I'm comfortable with. It's what I know. So if you use something else, I'm sure you could apply the same ideas in a different program that you're more comfortable with using. I do pay for the business edition, but you can download the free version of this on the Silhouette Studio website. Okay, so here we go. To make this personalized flag here, all I did was I went to Google and I searched black and white American flag, and here it is, the first one that shows up. I right click, or if you have a Mac, you double click, and I just save image to downloads. That's how I save files like this online that I'm using for my projects. I don't know. I guess you could, I do a lot of shopping on Etsy. Even though I do a lot of designing, I do purchase a ton of files from Etsy, because if I love something that another creator has made on Etsy, I have no problem going and paying them for the use of their file. So for today's project, I really liked this just generic black and white American flag. It was going to work perfect for what I needed. So we're going to save that, then we're going to import it into our Silhouette Studio here. I've duplicated it several times because I can use it for other projects. But here's our new blank flag, and we're going to move it to the middle of our workspace. So from here we want to add our text. So we are going to type our text out, and then we're going to go over to the font panel or text style panel, and the font that I used was called Feathergraphy. I don't know. It's like feather calligraphy. And I did use the decoration version. There's a clean version without all the little accents and stuff, which is still pretty cool. But for this project in particular, I do like the decoration version. So from here, I'm going to clean up my image and make it more of what I would like to see. So I'm going to first change my color to black because I'm weird and I like working in black and white colors. Okay, so sorry, that was my alarm. So from here, I'm just going to do a few things that you don't have to do if you don't. Okay, I'm going to do some things that are kind of confusing, but you could just use this image simply and skip to the next step where we're going to do the offset and apply it to the flag. This is just a step that I like to do because I like to clean up some of these things like this and like this, because I personally don't like them. So from here, I'm going to ungroup my words. and that's going to just separate each character. Now we're going to go even further and release our compound path, which is going to take every single shape and separate it. So I need to be able to see my lines, so we're going to change this to red so that we can see our lines. Okay, our letters that have cutouts in them, I'm just going to put those back together into a compound path, which we only had 2 this time, so that was super easy. Now, if you wanted to, you see how this is now separate. So I can move this around. I can put it wherever I want to. If I feel like it looks cooler in one spot as opposed to another, I can move that around. Millie Grace, come here. Millie, come here. Jack, will you bring her here, please? You don't want me? She doesn't want. She doesn't want mine. I think she wants a bubble. Jack, I'm still taking my video, so if you could do your best to be respectful and stay quiet, it would be extremely helpful. Okay, super sorry. Okay, so let's just say I don't like this down here. I am going to move it up here, and I want to attach it. I want to attach it to my M. So I'm going to turn it around, and let's just bring it off the tail up here. Let's bring it off this little extra tail thing it's already got going on over here, and we'll make it a little bit bigger because it's looking kind of awkward there. Okay. All right, so if this is what we end up with and this is what we like, we're going to select all of this, and I'm going to weld it. So you saw me group, ungroup, make compound path, and release compound path. If we were to make compound path, it would cut out all these little pieces that are overlapping. But by welding, it's going to make every single piece that's touching into one smooth piece. So that's what I want to do. You'll see here. See now how everything just connected and it all became one smooth path? That is the look that I really want. Please don't do that. And from there, we're going to go back to group, because they were all in their own individual spaces, but now I want them into one space so that I can select it and move it easily. So from here, we're going to position our words on our art piece where we want them. I like it right there. Then in Silhouette Studio, you can, I know that a lot of other editing softwares you can do the same thing, but and it should always be called an offset. So if you don't have offset in your program, I am not sure how to help you there, but that's one of the, this is like the main way to do it. So we're going to create an offset, and I want my offset to be pretty tight against my original artwork, but not too tight so that it does not give us that crisp line around it. So for this project in particular, I like 0.040. We're going to apply that. Then we're going to just select our letters, move them out of the way. We want to then select everything back above. We're going to go into our modify panel, and we're going to subtract this red outline. So what that's going to do is delete it or subtract it from this black image behind it. Jack, that's a little too loud. Okay, now that we've done that, I'm going to make this back into a compound path just so it's one easy click to move around. From here, we're going to line up our words. We're going to select the entire thing. See how my words fit perfectly in that little slot that we subtracted or cut out is what we did. And then from here, we're going to group it again. Really? Don't spill your bubble. Here, don't spill it. Can you get her a paper towel, please? Yes. Okay, we're going to group that back together so that it's one big happy family. And from here, what I would do is, since I pay for the business edition of this software, I'm able to create and export PNG files. So if I were going to use this on my laser, or if I wanted to sell it on Etsy, or whatever, I would need to save my selection to my hard drive, which is my computer. Library would mean my library up here within the app. So we're going to change this to America flag inlay, and I want to save it. See, I bought this business edition for this sole purpose. I can save files as SVG, PNG, JPEG, GSP, or just in the silhouette versions if you're just going to be using them in silhouette. If you want to create and sell files online, you need to offer at least these 3 formats, because those are really the most popular. So we're going to save this. Then we're going to make sure that we tell it that we do need the transparent background. We have now saved it. I'm going to open my Lightburn software. Yes, I'm still using my free trial because I just started doing lasers stuff. Okay, so one way you can import it is click over here to your folder, drag and drop it, or you can click the import button over here and then find your file and import it there. I'm just going to drag and drop because it's the way I like to do things. Then you're just going to size it and you know what to do from here. If you want to be able to just outline an image, you are, because when you import a file, you know, a PNG or an SVG into Lightburn, it puts it in image mode, which you can only control the speed and the power, and it only fills it. So if you were creating something and you only wanted it to outline, you would need to right click or double click, select trace image here, and then usually these settings are pretty spot on. So I just look around, make sure that everything's got a good, nice pink and purple line around it. Click OK. I can then move the file that I imported, delete that, and now here I've got my file that my Lightburn software will recognize as a laser file, so I can use all my normal options. So I hope that this was really helpful, and if you have any more questions or you guys need any more help, just reach out to me. Thanks.